3, 2, 1. Good afternoon to our friends on Facebook. This is Stephen in Wiltshire in England, and my co-host always is...
Hello, David Burrows here in Sarnia, Ontario, Canada.
Right, okay. Now I can say the CPU has settled down a bit. Is yours settling down?
I don't know. Let me go back and check.
Right, okay. Yeah, I mean, we've got some more updates from Be Live today, so we're just taking it for a little run, and we say hello to Corinda.
Hello, Corinda.
Hello, Corinda, and shared. Thank you very much, Corinda. All helps.
Appreciate it.
Sharing is good. Okay, right. How are things in Sarnia?
I'm fluctuating.
You're fluctuating.
I'm 90 to 100.
Okay, and I'm up at 100 at the moment. So, yeah, 95, 88, 82. Right. Okay. Well, that was interesting. Are you at 480 or 720?
720.
Well, that's good because you're not hosting, so you can. I'm running the risk. I've gone to 720 to see what it looks like, because we did a show. Who did a show last week? And I was 480. There was 720, and it looked horrible. So I think it was Corinda who observed that. So I switched over to 720. Right. What's happening in Sarnia? Over the weekend.
Boy. Over the weekend was busy for sure. What did I do? Friday, I was doing play-by-play for the college basketball, for the women's college basketball, who they won against Redeemer University, I should say. Yeah. And then while that was going on, the Sarnia Sting was happening. So I had my friend Jay Peckham and Danny Cochimilio filling in for me. And Jason was directing and producing. So I finished that up about 7:30, and then I headed over to the game, which is the college and the Progressive Auto Sales Arena are attached to each other. So I came out this door, hopped in the van, drove around to the other side of the building, got out, and went in and joined the hockey game. And I just let my friends Danny and Jay finish things off. It was they were having a good time.
Yeah.
So I just sat up in the media booth and watched the hockey game. So it was great. And unfortunately, the Sting lost in overtime. They're having an upsy-downsy type year.
I've been following the scores. Yeah, it does seem to have been a roller coaster.
And lately, it's been more
dips. Yeah, my football team, Burnley, are the same. We've lost four. We've lost 4 games on the trot.
Yeah,
it's.
But they keep going. So what are you going to do? And then Saturday was what did I do Saturday? Oh, I worked at CHOK. I did I haven't worked on CHOK in quite some time, so it was good to be back on CHOK, one of the 3 radio stations. And I did Swap Shop. We do a thing. It's been a CHOK tradition for probably 40 years. They do Swap Shop. So people call in and say, I have a dishwasher. It's a blah, 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 and I want blah, blah, blah for it. And so old school Swap Shop. And then a couple live shows I produced. And then we had a Christmas. And then yesterday was Silver Stick Hockey.
What is Silver Stick Hockey?
It is hockey from junior and peewee and midget. They come from all over and play hockey.
Right.
So it's It's a hockey tournament. Yeah. So this weekend was the girls, and so on Sunday I was the PA announcer for the finals from 11 o'clock yesterday till about 7:30. Yeah, so
a long day.
It was, but it was great hockey. Boy, I'll tell you, it was great hockey. So that was my busy weekend. Yeah.
In contrast, I had a quiet weekend. The weather here is atrocious. So anyway, never mind. Let's move on. I've got a question from Corinda. So are you guys not going to broadcast on TVSN no more, just on here now? I don't have the. I don't. Are we? Is TVSN still?
TVSN still exists. I just don't use it for all the talk shows. I meant to tell you, Stephen, actually, that I don't know if you have access to that or not.
I do, but
okay, yeah,
anything. Yeah.
I don't. When I was producing this, I was turning it on to cross post to TVSN.
All right. Okay.
So, and I also had it cross posting to the talk show network.
Yeah, that's where I've gone. Yeah.
And the radio show network. Do you have access to that?
Nope.
Okay. So yeah, feel free to send it to TVSN.
Right. Okay. We'll do. Next from Corinda. Burnley is 17 of 15. Corinda now supports Wolves. Well, that's good. You always support the winners. Wolves are doing well. Wolves are doing well. Burnley are not. Okay. Staying with Corinda. It says that's nice. And I'm a hockey fan and a Boston fan.
Ah, okay.
There we are. Right. Okay. Now, it would appear there's a possibility that two members of our royal family, namely Harry and Meghan, may be coming to live in Canada.
Yeah.
Now that's what we hear. What have you heard, if anything?
Well, I listened to CBC this morning, and they said that I didn't hear anything about them coming to Canada.
Right. Okay.
That doesn't mean it's not out there in Canadian news, but I just haven't heard it yet. I got my flash news briefing from what's her name, and but I heard that they're stepping away from the royal family, the royal duties, and that's been a big. I know the CBC over here in the Canadian news where when the Queen responded, the response was, "We have something," and then the media picked it apart with the word, "Oh, it's we, not I." Well, we is the royal family, and there's discussions and board of directors and whatever you want to call it. So they really created quite a kerfuffle.
Indeed, they have. I mean, I think most people would say they have a right to do that. They can try and resign from the royal family, take a lesser role, and enjoy their lives without. I mean, I don't know what it's like in Canada, but in the UK, the newspapers hound certain members of royalty and make their life. I mean, they're actually suing one of our newspapers, which is how bad it's got. So on a personal level, I think most people in GB would say, it's their decision; they do what they like. I think the thing that's upset people is that they told Elton John before they told the Queen, which doesn't seem the right way to do it. Now, I've had that from several sources, so it's got to be true. That they told their inner circle, and then the Queen found out. There's a meeting today. The Queen, Prince Charles, Prince Edward, and Prince Harry are meeting today, and hopefully from that will actually come a workable solution which works for the royal family. Because being a member of the royal family is not. Some people look at it and think, right, okay, you get 70 million a year, and all you have to do is turn up. But they have been fantastic ambassadors for the UK, traveling around the world and doing what we would consider onerous duties, turning up every day to actually represent your country. Not an easy job. So nobody, let's catch up with Corinda, see if Corinda's got anything to say. Right, and Corinda's saying it's a bit naughty, they should tell the Queen, but they didn't. And the Queen found out by another means. And right, okay, all right. This is something we've got to. Corinda, you make a point that Prince Andrew did make the headlines in the UK. He has stepped down from royal duties, but there were complications in that situation, which meant that it was common sense for him to step down. And we don't want to go into complications on this show because we're sort of, it's not in our purview, is it really? But let's just say it's totally different. Circumstances are different, and he needs to be sued. No, this is not America. We don't sue people. We just need to get around a table, have a cup of tea, and talk it through. That's the British way. And that's what they're doing this very moment. And yes, we've got a hashtag, which Kelly has correctly put on there. The hashtag is not Brexit, it's Mexit, which is Meghan exit. But the rumours in the UK is that they are looking to come and live in Canada. So,
well, I could see that. I could see them doing that.
Yeah. So that's the royal story of the week.
Now,
we just have to see how it resolves. Yeah.
Probably as a Canadian, I have a little bit different view than someone like yourself from the UK, because I don't think that we view the royal family the same way that someone in the UK would. Just because it's not really in our backyard, although there is that association, right? I just like if they want to step away, step away. I mean, however, what do you give up if you step away? If you step away and you don't want to be a part of it, then you don't get all the perks that go with it, I think.
You don't get the funds, correct?
Right. Well, not just the funds, the perks.
The house,
the cars, the whatevers. Pay your own way.
Security.
Well, and I'm imagining that is something that would be part of the discussion around the table with tea. Is hey, thou shalt. I don't know. I imagine there's a lot of legalities involved in just walking away.
It's not as simple. You can't
just say, you know what, I'm just not. I quit. I'm not doing that. Yeah. You are a prince. You are a princess. You are. Whether you like it or not, whether you're born into it, whatever, silver spoon in the mouth, all that stuff, you are. So if you and what else does this set for future generations of royal family? If they walk away, their children, how does that affect? And I think probably it's upsetting to the royal family for sure. But I think one of the reasons, like traditions have changed. Our beliefs and philosophies, it's like quilting. Quilting is an example of a lost art. It's a tradition that is not done as much. And our generation, my children, how they look at things changes.
It does.
So I'm not surprised that something like this is happening. But I hope, but to be able to make choices for yourself and this is my life. Yeah. And you're not going to tell me, and that's probably a part of it all, right? And we want our child to have a normal life. And I don't know. I mean, I'm not at the table, but.
Well, I mean, if Meghan wants to carry on with her acting career, she should be able to do so.
Yeah.
But she can't do that as a royal.
Right.
So, it's personal choices. But the royalty is a business, and the places they have to visit in 2020, 2021, and possibly 2022 have already been decided. So you're right; they would have to be covered on those visits. And although we have a large royal family, but at the moment the job is theirs. Okay, let's catch up with the comments. Corinda's saying, Corinda's watching Kez. So Sony, Fons is with us.
Hi, Fons.
Hello to Fons. And Corinda's coming back with Microsoft have now got their own processor. Are we? Oh, Intel will not be happy, will they?
Mm.
AMD, Intel? Oh, I don't know. We'll have to keep an eye on that one, Corinda. And Kelly. $64,000 question, probably more expensive than that. Security, who pays that in Canada if they have it or need it?
You do, Kelly. You're paying the bill.
Exactly. Whenever they visit somewhere, they obviously have their own security forces, but in terms of the place they visit, you have to sort of provide extra security as they travel about from one city to another. So, but I'm going to say this only once. I don't want to be shot down, but they are your royal family too.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
Okay,
fine. Okay.
No, and I get that, and that's what I was saying earlier. But I think the Canadians view it differently. That's all.
Well, yeah, because I understand where you're coming from.
Yeah, they're not in our backyard, so to speak.
No, not yet. They aren't.
No. Well,
I couldn't resist.
They're coming, right?
I mean, if they come to live in Ontario, Kelly's saying Vancouver. Yeah.
Time will tell.
It will, and we'll know more later this week, which is good. I can confirm that we're leaving the EU on the 31st of January. Well, we're starting to leave. We don't actually leave until we've left. We don't know when that's going to be, but we're starting the...
So do you have to go get a passport now?
For the first year, nothing changes.
Okay.
It's got 12 months where everything stays the same. And then after that, it will begin to change. And hopefully, we'll be kept in the picture.
All right.
Yeah, and Kelly's confirming, yes, they're...
yeah, no, they 100%. They're on our money.
Yeah. And Corinda, Stephen, did you see the robot little Sophia? I saw it, and she can walk now, same like Sophia. I've not been watching the CES, Corinda, so something we've got to catch up on. But thank you for keeping us in the loop. And over to Karen. Thank God. Okay. Right. Do you have something to share, David?
Oh, I'm so glad you asked, Stephen.
David, it's over to you.
Was this the hint?
Yeah.
When you saw that, and I kind of went like this, and then I went. Well, that's Stephen. He's a clever one. For those of you who might have been watching in the past few weeks, my daughter gave me a calendar for Christmas. Bad dad jokes or dad jokes. I don't know what it's called. So maybe because Stephen's allowing me to, every week I have a few here that I will read to you. So my math teacher called me average. How mean.
Oh, grown number one.
Why did the painting go to jail?
I don't know, David. Why did the painting go to jail?
It was framed.
Oh, shocking.
Stephen's in a lot of pain right now.
Well, you can't see my face, so I'm looking in that respect.
I can hear your face. Why did Cinderella get kicked off the soccer team? Because she ran away from the ball. There's more.
More?
A grasshopper walks into a bar. The bartender says, "Hey, I serve a drink named after you." The grasshopper says, "You've got a drink named Dave?"
Okay, I'll give you that one. That's right. Okay. And I just press that button, and magically I'm back on.
I only have two more.
Oh, sorry.
It's okay. Don't keep it there.
It's okay. Carry on.
I'm terrified of elevators. I'm taking steps to avoid them.
Oh, good.
Boy. Okay, this is a pretty good one, actually. This is logical now. What travels around the world but stays in one corner?
I don't know, David. What travels around the world but stays in one corner?
A stamp.
Good one. Right. Okay. Let's catch up on the
Nailed
comments.
that, man.
Right, and
Okay.
catching up on the comments, becoming thick and fast.
I'll get quicker next week, so you don't have to suffer as long.
No, so you're all right. It lightens the mood, which is needed. All right, so that's Sophia, and okay, I'm catching up to that now. Kelly's saying, Corinda, I see my granddogs would eat it in 5 minutes. Okay, and Corinda, I think, is laughing, and Kelly is saying Corinda, and then Corinda comes back with, did you guys hear about the broadcaster, Larry Gogan, RTE broadcaster, dies age 81 on the 7th of January?
Larry, the Irish broadcaster?
Radio Telefis Iran. No. Sadly not.
I didn't know that till now.
No. And yeah. And conversation going on between Kelly and Corinda.
Oh, there you go. Okay, let's stir the pot a little bit here, politics-wise. Iran.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So they're claiming now that they're admitting firing this missile on this plane, just Ukrainian airline, right?
Mm.
And I mean, of course, that just took everything from people already being hugely upset to families, like for obvious reasons, to a whole new level of wow. This has affected a lot of people, right? Like, I'm not just talking the families on that were on the plane and those associated to the families and friends and colleagues on the plane. We're talking worldwide effects happening here, right? Because this, unfortunately, it becomes political now, and so we lose sight of a little bit of sight of how this has affected families. But this is this could really turn nasty, don't you think?
Did they? Right, let's wind back about 10 days. President Trump authorized the assassination of a general who was effectively the second highest in command in the country. That then gave rise to retaliation, missiles. But just before that, a mistake, and I'm hoping it's a mistake, was made, and the Ukrainian plane was shot down.
Mm-hmm.
So the tension started to rise when the assassination took place. And that put, but you can't, you shouldn't be, by any stretch of imagination, with today's technology, be able to shoot down or misidentify an airplane as an incoming missile. It's hardly credible, is it?
Agreed. I don't think anybody makes that mistake.
No.
Mistakes get made, but I don't see. Yeah, I don't. We did it. Oops. What do you mean, oops? What the?
Yeah. That was the headline we got here as well.
So, my concern though is that, obviously, Canada and all over different politicians all over the world, and including in Iran and Iraq, and are grieving and having memorials, and I just hope we don't lose line of sight on the real issue here when this becomes political, which is how this has affected the families, the human beings, and like, this is a 911 for some people, right? Because it's a long-term effect that will be with them forever. and the story will be told to the next generations that come along as to what happened to your cousin and your grandma and all of that. This doesn't go away. And I think a lot of times, we could bring up a whole lot of different scenarios of tragedies that have happened since the beginning of time that get forgotten because politics gets in the way. Because now, everybody's building their bunker because it's we're going to have World War III, and I don't really think I don't think anybody wants World War III.
No,
but
I totally agree. And
but it doesn't create a lot of good relationships. And people need to understand too. And I don't know how much you know about it, Stephen, but if you go back far enough, like this whole Iran thing, this goes back a long time. A lot of things have happened between the United States and Iran. Like, even look at Reagan, the Iran-Contra deal. Let's go send. So, and a lot of that stuff that happened in the past has been let go. It's been, okay, we need to get past this. And I think they were getting closer to more of that. But then all of a sudden this happened. And then, everybody goes, well, but Trump did this. He made a decision based on some other things that led up. He didn't just get up one day and go, you know what, let's go bomb them. Obama tried to do it. Bush tried to do it. And so I think Jennifer and I were talking about it, and she's not a Trump fan. I can say that openly. And I'm not saying I am either. However, if Obama did this, I don't know that it would be like as much of an attack on the U.S. as because Donald Trump did it. Because Obama was this guy.
Yeah, I was saying my point is that what Trump did triggered a series of events.
Oh yeah, got it.
One of which was the downing of the airliner. Let's catch through the comments for a moment as we take a breath. And okay, I'm just trying to get the right comment. Right, okay, and Corinda is posting information for us. Kelly, Corinda, but it wasn't Donald Trump's fault. He didn't, did he? The Americans didn't shoot down the plane. That much is correct.
Right.
Wag the dog.
Yeah.
Right. Okay.
Good point,
Kelly. When Barack Obama, Donald Trump told Obama to get Iran so he could get small votes. I don't think it's, well, no, there are conspiracy theories and conspiracy theories. That stands up there with them, Corinda. When was the First World War? 1914 to 1918. And there you are, Kelly's answered too. Okay, and back to Corinda. But we didn't get involved when Tony Blair and George Bush went to Iraq for the Saddam. Right. We did. Yeah. No, in all of this, nobody's hands are clean.
That's right. We can't do this. Point. I will say this, and then we can move on before we get too tense. A lot of people are saying that this is Donald Trump creating a smokescreen and a distraction from the impeachment issues. I don't think so, because while the impeachment and everything's going on, he's still the president, and he still has presidential issues to deal with.
Yeah, and there is a second, there is a second factor as well, in that he is not going to be impeached.
No,
you heard it here first. The votes. I mean, he's a Republican. The Republican Party can't desert him, because if they do, then that opens the door to all sorts of things from Democrats.
My prediction, and I'm going to say it before Michael Moore does.
Oh, right. Okay.
Well, actually, I think Michael Moore has already said it. I believe he'll be reelected.
It's possible. It's possible.
Yep.
Who knows?
New show. Speaking of World War One, there is a movie out, Stephen, called 1917.
So there is.
Yep. And it's about the World War, right? And it has actually, and my son Jason's a little bummed out right now. It knocked Star Wars out of the #1 spot after 3 weeks. Yep. Like, killed it. Mm-hmm. Like double revenue in the first week. So guess what Jason and I are going to see tomorrow night.
Right. Okay. Yeah, we'll be following you. Not the same cinema, obviously, but we'll be going to watch it too because it has. It's like the Spielberg film about the Second World War, which was quality all the way through.
What was that called?
I'm just trying to remember now. Kelly, what was the film by Spielberg called about the Second World War, about 3 American brothers? One of them was missing, and a task force was sent out to try and find
Private Ryan.
Thank you. Saving Private Ryan. Correct.
Saving Private Ryan. Yeah.
Okay. Yep. So
I forgot that was Spielberg.
I think so. Yes. Right. Okay. And Corinda. All right. Okay. So it's George Bush.
Okay. I want to play some magic here.
Right. I'll give you the screen so you can play some magic.
There. Wow.
You change your background.
Do we like this one or do we like this one?
I quite like that one.
Do you? Okay. And then there's this one, but I don't have anything on it. I need to fix it. Oh, what happened there? All right. Stephen likes this one, and we want to keep Stephen happy. So,
what?
No, that's cool.
Right there. Okay. And back to the two of us. There you are. Right.
Lovely.
As you've noticed, we don't want to confuse anybody. We're on BeLive Studio 2, but we're using the BeLive 1 set, which is why you can recognize the background. Okay, so that's that. We've covered 2 serious topics there. 3 serious topics, in actual fact. Right, where can we go from there? Indeed. Ty? Not with the set that's behind you, David.
Okay. This is I'll be wearing this later today. Plug on my show. 3:30 this afternoon. This is January's Alzheimer's Awareness Month. You might have saw a picture of me wearing this at the Sting game. And this is an Alzheimer's tie, and they have socks. So, and later today, I'm interviewing folks from the Alzheimer's Society here in Sarnia Lambton. And my father has Alzheimer's as well. So I've always supported Alzheimer's Society even before my father did. But obviously I have more personal attachment to that now. So that's,
it is living with Alzheimer's. It's just impossible, isn't it? You don't know yourself, but your relatives do.
Yeah. Right. And you know, my father's wife, my stepmother, they still live together. Well, he's in the hospital right now. But she's still around to care for him. So I mean, I'm not there daily dealing with it. However, I'm grateful for her that she's there to do that. But then you get to a certain point, like then the caregivers are the ones that need support as well, right? So, and the Alzheimer's Society does a lot of that. So I have a question for you. Go ahead, Stephen.
No, just stay on that topic for a moment. I don't know whether it happens in Canada or not, but we have a situation where obviously Alzheimer care is expensive and it's not funded by our National Health. Okay. And you're talking about £2,000. Oh, you're talking about heavy figures. So what's starting to happen is the building of care communities in Thailand, where it's far less expensive for people to have full attentive care and live at what is ostensibly a 4-star hotel, right, rather than having to be in the UK. So you're finding more and more people are saying, right, okay, I'm not going to go and live in Spain, even though that's not an option. I'm going to live in Thailand where I can get better value for the money and get the same quality of care as if I was in the UK. And I can see that area growing. So that would make it difficult, obviously, for relatives to actually visit. But in terms of the quality of care, ongoing care, then it's a potential solution.
Yeah, we're very fortunate here in Canada. We have OHIP, which is covers a lot of things, not everything, but a lot of things. And Alzheimer's does have some coverage there. It's a healthcare is a big issue, right?
Oh yeah,
and it's expensive. That's the real issue. Is it's become so expensive, and I kind of blame that a little bit on governments and industry. Health and government, no relationship there.
No. Right, over to Corinda, and this is quite a long comment. So, would you like to read this one?
Yeah, I can do that.
You can probably see it. I can't.
Yeah, this is what I don't understand. Why are we getting involved with different country when it's not our country? Let them sort out why are we getting involved? Like when USA went to kill bin Laden, it wasn't their country. If some country does something wrong, let them deal with it, not us or USA at all. Stephen, you go first on that one.
All right. 3-letter word, Corinda, oil. There is that's what it's all about. At the end of the day, it's all about money. It's all about the oil supply. And even though the USA are becoming more and more independent, we are so reliant on oil, which is in the Middle East, that we have to have a presence there. Our oil companies have to be involved so that we can drive our cars, fuel our central heating, and generally live. So the reason is, if we didn't have oil, our North Sea oil is running out. If we didn't have oil being supplied by the Middle East, then we'd just come to a standstill. David.
Yep. I have another word. Well, I can't use that word.
Okay.
No, I'm kidding. One word that comes to mind: relationships. If let me paint a scenario here for you, Corinda. Let's say you go out to the bar with your buddies, right? You go out to the bar with 4 of your buddies. You go to the pub with 4 of your buddies. And your one buddy's over here, and he's being a real jerk to somebody over there. And that buddy of yours gets in a fight with the other guy.
Yep.
And the guy he's fighting, you don't really like him either, but he didn't really do anything to deserve this.
Yep.
And you're with your buddy. And a fight breaks out, and there's you and your 2 other buddies standing there. What do? You back up your buddy because maybe you do business together, or maybe you have some kind of business relationship or some kind of trade-off deal. So you support him and you back him up and you get in the fight and you got his back. Great. Fight's over. Couple bloody noses. You go to the next pub. You have another pint and everybody calms down for now. You go to the next pub and he gets into another fight and you back him up again. And this keeps happening. Then the next time you get down to a pub and he does this again, and he keeps doing this every time you go out to a pub. And then last time you do nothing. You just stand there, sit back, and let him get his butt kicked. Or let him beat on the other guy, whatever. But you do nothing. What happens now? He realizes you didn't back him up. So the next time you want to go to him and continue your business, he says, well, what do you think he says?
If we keep it clean, praise on your bike comes to mind.
Right. So I mean, that's a pretty fair comparison. I think it's really what it comes down to. He has something that I want, vice versa. You don't have my back, so guess what? Now we're not allies anymore.
Yeah.
That's what.
My friend's enemy is my enemy. Oh, never mind. Don't want to get circular argument. Are you not going to put
keep
the
your friends
on,
close
Stephen?
and keep your enemies closer?
Right. No. I'm with my current Windows PC, Windows 10 PC, if I were to put a background on Corinda, then I wouldn't be visible because my computer would just give up the ghost. So I don't use a green screen when I'm hosting. I do use a green screen when I am a guest. And it's purely a processor power thing. But it's only temporary, I'm told.
I just heard some walking around upstairs, and I'm like, who's there? And I saw Jennifer's home. She's like, don't be alarmed. It's me home for lunch. Okay, good. So I heard footsteps. I'm like, what the? Okay.
Right.
Here's a magic trick for you.
Oh, another one. Okay, let's do this.
Watch this.
Got you?
Oh, it didn't work.
No.
Oh, that's weird. Okay, never mind. Come back, Stephen.
Come back. Okay, before the end of the show, we'll have a second magic trick from David. Corinda's saying even people who need surgery going to Thailand. Yes. Yeah. I mean,
apparently Sweden has pretty good coverage.
Yeah. They've actually built a medical facility along with a 4-star hotel. So everything's taken care of at a fraction of the cost of being in the UK. So it's an option, it's a decision. And Kelly is okay.
Probably laughing at me.
Yeah, he is. I mean, it's just a few minutes behind when it actually happened.
Well, what I was trying to do was on XSplit VCam, if you hover your mouse over on XSplit VCam, and click on the left button of the mouse, it takes away the background and shows you your natural background so you can compare. But I thought, like over here, I'm seeing my natural background, but it didn't do it there.
No, it didn't. No, no. Okay, this is cool. Live video. Anything can happen.
Sorry. Okay, next magic trick.
Okay, magic tricks. Yeah. Okay, dad jokes and magic tricks and politics. What greater mixture!
What the hell do you call that show?
Right, magic tricks and politics. That was good. David, who's on the show tonight, David?
Wait a minute. Wait for it. This is for Stephen.
Move. No, that's it.
Who do you got tonight? Well, you know what? I actually, maybe Stephen, you can help me with this if you would, and maybe Kelly and Corinda, or whoever else is watching, can help me with this as I go back to. I have no idea what I'm doing. Where's the one Stephen likes? That's
the
one. So, well, as I was saying earlier, I have the Alzheimer's Society of Sarnia Lambton on my show today. Now, today I only have one guest. And normally I would have 3. And I didn't put a lot of effort into setting up 3 guests this week. And I'll tell you why. It's been a struggle, Stephen, as you know. But the struggle is also it's not even really Be Live. It's getting people to follow the instructions, be on time, and take it seriously as far as being a guest. Because I've had, I blah blah blah. Oh, oops, I forgot, or it's like, really, and that's annoying. And at the same time, you kind of go like, okay, stuff happens, but wait a minute, I'm running a professional broadcast here. I am not just some guy who goes live for something to do as a hobby. This is not my hobby. And I'm wondering a couple of things. So today I just decided I'm just going to have one guest. It'll be a shorter show instead of 1 hour, because I don't believe anybody actually watches the whole 1 hour show.
Okay.
I think they watch parts of it. And the other thing I was thinking was I go live at 3:30 in the afternoon. And I do that so that folks like maybe yourself or Corinda and people in Australia and time zone reasons. That being said, seeing as how the majority of views come after the live's over anyway.
They do.
Does it really matter what time I go live? Therefore,
Yeah.
do I go live because my show is based mostly local?
Mm-hmm.
Well, it is local. Wouldn't I do better to go live, say, Monday night at 7:30, 8 o'clock my time, and likely have more live viewers
Right.
than going live at 3:30? And you and Corinder, you typically don't watch it live anyway, right?
I do catch the beginning, but I
Okay,
don't watch it live. You're quite right. It's a fair.
right.
That's fair.
So, not that you guys don't matter, but you don't matter live.
No, no, we can catch
So,
it.
I might get more attention live if I do that. And rather than just do the show with David Burrows on Monday, I could always do a live show on Monday, but then be doing more interviews the rest of the week where I go, okay, like starting Fire Rescue. They won't come on live if it's at 8 o'clock at night because they're not at work.
Okay.
But I can record a video with them anytime. Stephen, what works for you? Fire Rescue, what works for you? And I can do a show every day.
Indeed.
So am I better off having one guest live every Monday, 8 o'clock, and I talk about some other stuff? Or I don't know. So I'm reevaluating as we do over time with our shows. Go plan, do, review, and now it's review time. What are your thoughts, Stephen?
My initial reaction is try it, because as you say, it makes it available to more people in the Sarnia area if it's at a time where they've had the meal and they sat down and they can actually surfing and can watch it. So the potential live audience is larger locally, and as the people are being interviewed are local, then that makes eminent sense. I would try it. I don't think you've anything to lose. What you could do, this is just me, is you could go live for half an hour at 3:30 and go live for half an hour at 7:30. That way, you're still doing the full hour, but you're actually trying to gauge what happens at the 7:30 one without losing the 3:30 one.
Right.
Okay. But I mean, all options are open. We do know, as you said, I said, more reaction or more viewing time on the replay. And certainly once you get to YouTube, you're not going to go there live because that's where people go to watch recorded video at the moment.
Yeah.
Once we can schedule a YouTube broadcast, then there's a potential. At the moment, it's very difficult. Right, let's catch up with the comments and still keep that in mind. You can go live anytime, says Corinda.
Yeah.
Or you can go
live on YouTube.
Yeah.
We should talk about
that. True. And it's also the replay. And try your best and see what happens. That's Corinda's advice. Try your best and see what happens.
Well, and he mentioned YouTube in there as well. And Stephen, I know you've been doing a lot of YouTube, and I've been putting some thought into that. I don't know that I would do my community show on YouTube because it's focused on local. And that's always my issue is my demographic is so much different, and Facebook seems to be the best place for it because Facebook is designed for that. And so that doesn't mean I couldn't start a new show on YouTube. But you've been able to revitalize your YouTube channel by going live on there, and you've seen some results, right?
Yeah. I've got a mixture of live. I'm just going to put this full screen for a moment. This was yesterday. Oh no, over the weekend. And the thing about YouTube that's different is that when people watch one of your shows, you've actually tagged 5 more shows in there, and people do go and watch several different shows. So all these 13 shows were actually watched by someone on over the weekend on one particular day. So it is a place where you can actually get people to watch your videos, sit down and watch your videos. And as you can see in the photographs, you can see me with tutorial videos, Angelica, David, Fons, John, Stephen, Peter, and Marco. So all the videos that we do on Facebook are getting watched because they're uploaded to YouTube. The lives on YouTube are getting watched. So YouTube is a great place to actually be in terms of continued watch. One of the things that's magical to me, up until now, I'll take that down off the screen. Up until now, when we've gone live, that's when we've got quite a few views and interaction.
Right.
But on YouTube, there are no views, and you've only posted one video, and you did it yesterday. But people are still watching videos you did a month ago.
Yeah.
2 months ago. And it's the way you've actually set it up, and the way you've linked things together and done the SEO. So at the moment, I'm going to record this. I'm getting 2,000 views a week on YouTube. What's that a month? A lot. 2,000 views a month on YouTube, which is up from 10 views a month. So there's a big difference on the approach to a YouTube channel, and you can put instructional videos, you can put chat shows on there, you can put language shows on there, anything goes. And just 2 advertisements. Anything Goes is tomorrow. You like this segue there? Anything Goes with myself and Fonz is at 9 a.m. tomorrow, only on YouTube. And I know that you've had the honor of being interviewed by Dolly and Anita. It's my turn. My turn on Wednesday at 1 p.m. Eastern. I'm on the show with Dolly and Anita.
Oh, nice.
Thank you. And we'll see where that goes. Looking forward to it.
Yeah. They're a lot of fun. You'll have fun. I'll be sure to tune in live.
Be live in 5, indeed. And thank you for that. All right. Okay. D Live. Okay. D Live is a video channel.
Yeah.
Which I think Joel Com mentioned it the other day, where people are actually going live. And it does seem to be getting a little bit of traction.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I've heard about it. And there is, who's interacting? Streamlabs OBS.
All right, Slobs.
Has created a direct interaction with D Live.
Right.
So I haven't really surfed over to it and checked it out, so I don't know, but I'll tell you, it's tough times teaching live streaming, because so much is happening, so much is changing.
Indeed.
I don't know that I'll throw this out there. Lightstream, Stephen. I don't know the last time you played around with that, but that's worth reviewing again. They've got some pretty cool. One of the cool features there is you can have an incoming URL or RTMP stream. So for video gamers, I go live here, you go live there, and we show both of our screens. That's cool. The other advantage there is, imagine, and we're talking about doing it at our college, because we have a Leo, it's called Lambton Esports Open, coming up, and they're going to be in 3 different gymnasiums at the college. And I opened my mouth and said, well, imagine having a live reporter, that gym, and that gym, and somebody sitting in the studio and going, now we'll go over to Gym A and talk to so-and-so.
Yeah.
And we'll be able to do all of that with Lightstream. So,
brilliant.
Yeah. And I've got some projects with Lightstream coming up too. So,
brilliant.
But things are constantly changing in the live streaming world. So try to keep your course plan up to date.
And do you still use Twitch, sir?
I do. I haven't been streaming a lot. I'm not going to lie, since September, I didn't all summer. I did a little bit in September, and then I was just playing around. Nothing consistent. I've been working on some things with Twitch, and I do plan to get a consistent schedule, at least once a week on Twitch. But between Twitch, Facebook, and considerations of YouTube, I can't do everything, right? So,
nope.
But I am working on some things behind the scenes.
Very good. Okay.
D Live is like Twitch.
All right. Okay.
Okay. Very good.
Thank you, Kelly.
Have to check it out.
Yeah, I've got so much to check out. Now, yeah. Okay, well, there we are. We've solved the world's problems. No, we haven't. We've aired the world's problems, given our opinion of them. We can only hope as we move forward that we don't descend into Armageddon. And all right, and we've already got a 10, David, before you've asked for one. Yeah.
So you wouldn't even have to ask anymore.
No, that's true. I mean, things will get resolved, not necessarily in the timescale we would like, and not necessarily in the way that we would like either. But the world keeps on spinning. It surely
Well,
does.
so far.
Well, you can't.
Stayed that way for a while.
You can't defy physics, can you? Emotion is you can't control. Emotions you can't control. Physics you can't defy.
Right.
There's a topic for next week's show.
Okay. Well, and if you go see 1917 and we see 1917, we'll have something else to talk about there as well too.
Right. Sounds good to me.
Very good.
Right. And it's coming up to the end of the show, which means it's over to David in Sarnia, Ontario.
Oh, okay. Well, thank you, Stephen, once again, and thanks for producing the show. And thanks to all of you. I did notice before I say all of that, though, a different from the guest side of things. You don't see the viewer count anymore.
Oh, okay.
Or is it behind the frame that you have?
It's could be behind. If I hover over the frame top right, I'm still seeing it.
Okay. If you take the frame away.
Okay, just let me take the frame away.
Maybe just a test.
Surely.
Who's Shirley?
Friend of mine. There you are.
Okay. Yeah, see, I don't see it. And the guest used to see it, right?
Okay, they did.
I think it's good that the guest doesn't see it.
Right. Okay.
Very good. Okay. Thank you all so much for watching. And my friend Stephen Healey, thanks for producing. If you enjoyed the show, give us a 10 in the comments below. And if you didn't like it, don't do anything except come back again next Monday and give us another chance. From Sarnia, Ontario, Canada, I'm David Burrows. Thanks for watching.
And from Devizes, Wiltshire, England, I'm Stephen Healey. Thank you for watching.
Bye.
Bye, everybody. And that's